guys, welcome back. And if you are new here, my name is Noemi. So for today I have a very fun video where I'm going to take you and show you what I keep in my kitchen cabinet. This is the view from the living room as we step into the dining room area. We have this shelf as an additional storage and mostly for bananas. And I know your next question, we have this many bananas because we make a lot of smoothies. Over there I got some onions and potato, and since we don't have a dark area because they are best kept in the dark, and I can just put all the potatoes in there and just fold that on the top this paper so it keeps it dark. It's just a very simple washcloth, and this is what we use for napkins as we eat, and I have a bunch of them, so some of them in the wash. I keep the snacks up there. Foods are best kept in the dark and in the cool temperature, but we don't have a pantry, so this one is okay to keep out in a bright light because these are snacks that we eat. And I'm telling you, in this house I've got wood chippers, so they're gone in a minute. So they are only there for a couple of days and I need to replace them. So this is how we entered the kitchen. So we have a system how we organize the things, and it's all about function, how easy it is to maintain and just put away things and just working around each other. Ooh. So I've got more snacks up there and some tea, and those are again the same. This is something that we eat very often, and I just keep it out there so the boys can see the selection. And the same applies to the other two additional shelves. We got some fruits on it, so we opted not to have an upper cabinet for so many reasons, and one of them, when we moved into this house, it was a fixer upper, so we were short on a budget, and we thought why not to save or not to have an upper cabinet. Because the second reason, I always wanted to try what if I don't have upper cabinets. I always had issues with the upper cabinet. One, I never closed them, so always somebody hit their head there, mostly me. But that was one reason. The other one, I didn't like that to reach to the top. I always needed a chair. So now we don't have this issue. It's very simple and easy to put away things. So as you can see, I don't like to keep a lot of things on the countertop, and the reason for that, I prepare meal 3 times a day or at least 2 times a day, and I just want to function the fast and easiest way as possible. We have some glasses over there, and it's on a Lazy Susan, so we can spin it around, and we each have a different glass. Since we are talking about the food, I'm going to show you our pantry section, because I don't have an actual pantry, so we keep all our food in this cabinet area. So I'm going to show you what's in the drawer. So in the top drawer, I've got the teas. I love teas, and I love my friends over to enjoy the teas as well. So I got a bunch of different kind, and I like to keep them in jars, and I turn them upside down because they stay fresh longer that way, because it seals the lid so much better. Also, I get to see what's in there because this top part, it kind of works like a magnifying glass, and if I really want to, I can just write on it with a chalk marker, which I can just wipe off and change it if I need to, but I don't need to because I can tell what's in there. And on the other side, I have all the spices, and I like to keep the spices up there because when I cook, it's very handy. It's almost like just an extension of the kitchen countertop, so that way I don't have to take them out, or I can just remove the lids and just use it from here, and then when I'm done I can just close it. Okay, next drawer, that would be the all kinds of random things in here, and that would be some popcorn and chickpeas and oatmeal, nutritional yeast, and I've got some sesame seeds and chia seeds, quinoa, and these are all beans over here. I like to buy the beans in bulk because it's so much cheaper that way. I know the cans are not expensive, and once in a while I do buy a canned one, but if you look at the amount as a dried bean, how much is in a canned version, is just really just a handful. I've got some tea. This is a very fun tea. It makes a very super deep blue. It's called the butterfly tea. I have this in my Amazon store. And I got some poppy seed, cocoa powder, hemp seed, collagen, and lentils. So these are the things that I like to rotate. And down here I like to keep all the things that are staple and I need more of it. That means rice, flour. I have tapioca starch there and the Costco brand gluten-free flour, some almond flour, and in that jar, now it's empty, but usually I have taco chips. I got some pasta, honey, and all the fats on the bag that I like to use for cooking, some coconut oil and ghee. Also I have some overflow in these jars, so that's, I didn't know where to put, so they're going there. I decided to put all the pantry items there because if I'm creating food, I like to use this part of the countertop. It's very convenient. Once it's all mixed together, it can go into the oven or on the cooktop, so it helps me to work more efficiently. And over here, it was very logical to put all the pots and pans there. So as you can see, we didn't put the oven underneath the cooktop. I just felt it works better instead of just walking up and down up here. Just put the oven over there because I don't use that often, and once I'm done with the food I can just go that far and just put the food in there. But for pots, I use them very often. It made sense that if I have this is closer, I can just grab and put on the top of the cooktop. Okay, so up here I have the staple pots, and I've been getting questions about these pots, and these are amazing. I'm not sure if it's something that you guys can still buy, but it's a Zepter brand, and basically I can use just a very little water and it can cook a bunch of things. I think it's got 16 layers on the bottom, so nothing can burn down in there, and it's very easy to clean. And I have to tell you, it's really expensive, but I have these over for 20 years. It's been 20 years I've been preparing meals in that, so they are amazing quality. I have this shredder from IKEA, and basically this does the job for all. I use this at least once a day. I also have a bamboo steamer, and I really love this, and I have all the tools here that I need. Actually this too, I can declutter this too because I don't use that. But I have one of this spatula. I have a square one. This is great when I'm trying to smoosh the textures as I cook. This is for stirring everything, and this is a very cool tool that I find at the local Asian store. That's when I fry something or I make dumplings. It's very easy to scoop out things with that. And this too is something I could not live without it, and I have a big crack on this one, so that's why I have two, because this one is dying and I already had to find a replacement. But this is something I cannot live without. This flat is just such a great tool. Also I have this spoon just to scoop out spaghetti or something. It works great for that. I've got a scissor that can cut like dried fruits or you name it. It's just everything that I want to cut in the kitchen. I like to use that. I have this classic mixer. I use this very often, and I've got this tongue. So these are all the things that I have for cooking and baking, and I can get the things done with these. Here in the bottom drawer I have the heavier pots, and I have a cast iron skillet to make Swedish pancakes or eggs and mostly breakfast. And I have this little pot. This is my microwave. We don't have microwave. I use this pot to warm up food. I just put a little bit of water, I cover it, and I use the cooktop. Works very well. Otherwise I have other things that I can use, like this metal plate. This is a Zepter brand as well. I like to mix things in that, but also I can put some, I don't know, like meat, chicken or potato or whatever we have for lunch. I put it in here and I can put this into the oven and warm it up. I have one big mixing bowl, so I use this multiple times a day and I wash this multiple times a day, but that means it doesn't pile up on my countertop and it's always ready to use. And I use this for pasta or washing something. And I have a Dutch oven and I really love, this is a cast iron, so it's crazy heavy. I don't enjoy to wash, but I use this every single day. I think the size is perfect for the family of 4 for us. I got 2 boys, they eat a lot, so this is an excellent size. Also, I can put this into the oven, so it works like a slow cooker as well. This one, I find this at the local Asian store. I love this as I prepare food, especially vegetables. If I wash salads or carrots and I have to peel them and just rinse them afterwards, this is perfect because it's flat, so it works like a plate, but I can rinse it with a water. Oh, I forgot. So I have my cutting board up here. This is for vegetables and onions and other things, and that one down there is for meat. So in this area, I like to keep everything here what I like to use for food storage. So let me take you down there. So over here, I've got a bunch of these amazing La Parfait jars. I've been using this for a very, very long time. I can't even remember, probably 8 years, if not longer. I have these and I put all the leftovers in there. I have some overflow for the pantry because it's a tall one. It's a coconut water that we use for our smoothies. And over there I've got some tomato paste for spaghetti. And also I have all the tools that I need for baking or cooking. So I have a food processor and this little mixer and this stick mixer, these 3. And I have Vitamix, of course, that helps a lot, but this 3 does the job perfectly well. This is one of my favorite. So that's just an attachment, so I can just take it off and use the jar as I need it. So I can use bigger jar, taller jar, whatever I want. But basically that's the lemon squeezer, so it fits into a little place. I really love that. And it's metal, it's not plastic. I really love that. Also, I got 2 bags over here, and these bags are holding up those little itty bitty things that I like to use to create popsicles at home and this type of thing. So this is for popsicle, and these are silicone molds because I'm really into making homemade chocolates and just homemade sweets. So I keep it in this one because it's very easy to grab, put it on the countertop. Once I'm done, just putting it back into this bag and I can just store it over here. It's very easy to gather. It's not dropping on the back. I really love that. On the top parts, I have this beautiful plastic one, probably the only plastic we have in this kitchen, but this is my husband's favorite plate or bowl, actually, not plate. So he likes to eat at night from that, so that's his special thing. And this is a silicone shape for baking. I'm not really a fan of the silicone. There's not enough research on that if it's perfectly safe. However, I really love the way it works. So for special occasions, like if I have to make a cake, they have to have a certain size. I like to have these because it's just really easy to work with. But generally, if I make an everyday breakfast, I like to use this pie shape. The size is perfect. Guys, I forgot that we have a drawer over here. My husband created the drawer, and I've got 2 of this glassware where I can bake, and also it has a lid. This is what I use for breakfast lately because my boys are eating more. So now that we're back, I got more glass dishes over here. These are amazing if I prepare food. I can prepare all kinds of like goodies. If I want to bake something and the dough has to rest, I have some top for that on the bottom right here. I'm just hiding it. but I can just close it, or I can soak some lentils in there and just can serve things in there. I can take some food if we go to the party. I have some in my Amazon store that are similar, but I couldn't link these because Costco doesn't have this anymore. I like to use this when I make coconut milk and tea, so I have another one that is drying up there. But I use this is from IKEA, and I make coconut milk, almond milk, and tea. So this is what mainly is that for. Once it's done, I close it and I put it in the refrigerator. Okay, so the next area would be under the sink. So on the side, I have this itty bitty shelf. I don't need more because I just like this sponge for cleaning the dishes and mostly brushes. This brush was supposed to be for face, but guys, it was too rough, so now I'm using to wash potatoes. And this brush is my #1 cleaning tool. I really love this. I love to clean the jars or the refrigerator, and oh my gosh, it's endless possibilities. If you want to see more on that, how I use that, I have a cleaning channel, so I share ideas over there with this brush. I got one pair of rubber gloves, and I have a metal scrubby, and that works so well. So this is all I need to clean everything. And I got a silicone sponge. The reason I like it because it's very durable, so unlike the sponges, they need to be replaced very often. This one doesn't, so I wash my sink with that. Okay, over here, this beauty that you can see here, that would be the area where we put our garbage. We don't have a big trash can. We don't generate that much of garbage. Sometimes if we have a compost, I like to use just one of these glass during the day, and those big ones, and I can just close the lid and take it out right away on the same day. So for garbage, that's plenty for us. I haven't bought any garbage bag for over 7 years. We just use whatever we have. Like I got some seaweed, obviously they come in the bag, so I use this one for as a garbage. And what I like about this, and this one is from IKEA, that I can put this on the countertop, so as I cook I can just put the things in there that needs to go in there. Vinegar, baking soda, and soap, and some essential oils that I have, but that's all I need for cleaning. And this one is a shredder, and I bought this from Amazon, and that's what I love so much, that is so small. I buy this biodegradable soap from Costco, and my husband found this tube at Home Depot, so he just attached this to this top part, so we are good for months. This is a very shallow drawer, so I like to keep all my recipes that I like into, and I put them into a binder so I can change them if we don't use it. After a while I just get rid of it, but it's very easy because if I need to check on something, I just open, check it, close it, and close the drawers. Okay, so this area in the kitchen where we make the smoothie every single day, or sometimes twice a day, so we keep the Vitamix down there. It's very easy to put away. It's just literally takes only a few seconds, and the reason I like to put it away because it's not in my way if I like to put down the dishes to dry, and also it's just not out here. Much easier to clean the countertop, and I don't get dirt on it as I mix some kind of a dough or peeling vegetables. It would get dirty. I would need to clean it more often, but that way it's out of the way, so I don't mind to put it away. On the middle we have all the supplements, so it's very handy. Once we have the smoothie in the morning, right next to it here the supplements are, so we don't forget to take them. Once the dirty dishes made it out of the sink and it's all washed, everything that is dried except the pots and pans, those are going over there, but everything else is going to in that area. That makes it so much easier to keep it clean, this area, because once something is dry, I can put it right away into this cabinet, and since everything is in one place, I don't have to even walk around, and I just put everything back to its place. So in the top drawer I have all the utensils that we have. Over here I've got a nut bag. I use this very often because I don't have a juicer, so I use my Vitamix to mix all those veggies, and I use this nut bag, and it works like a juicer. garlic shredder, and I love this very much because it's very easy to wash. One of the tea mug is over there. I'm using it, and I've got another one, so I got 2 tea mugs. So when we have party or birthday or something, I can use just these jars. I really love them because these are extra storage. I can take some fruits in there, but also I can use them as glass jars. So my husband takes smoothie in this one every single day, and I just love jars. They are so practical, and my friends really don't care about drinking tea out of the jar. I've got 6 of these glasses. This is from IKEA. I have one over there that my husband used for drink. One is over there is drying, but all together I have 6. So I've got 8 plates because I broke 2. When we have more people coming over, we don't have that much space to sit down, so I make finger food. I'm going to show you what's up there too, but I got some extra plate there. But for the everyday life, this is plenty for us. Okay, on the bottom drawer here, I like to keep all the things that we use when we are on the go. And that would be, this is one of my favorite. This is a metal container. So I like to freeze things. I've got more of that, but it's in the freezer. So I have some stuff that is in there. I've got some glass ones that are oven and freezer safe. So if I can prepare food ahead of a time, I can put this into the freezer. It's very easy to open. So that was my main goal back then, that my kids could open it, and this can do the job. This one is a pencil holder, but I like to put forks and spoons and this kind of things in there. These are the bottles that we have. If we need more, I just use big jars. And this one is not vodka, guys. I know it looks like an alcohol, but it's not. It's an MCT oil that is amazing food for the brain, and we like to put this into a smoothie. I've got some reusable bags. These are very old, guys, so I can wash them and reuse them. This is what I like to use for sandwiches. Okay, I almost forgot this one, guys, but this is where we keep our lunch box, and this is above the refrigerator. So this is my husband, and this one is for me and for the boys when we do some outing. And I have a food saver on the back, and I've got some extra forks, and those are the extra plates. My family like to pull out things until they find something that it's clean, so that way they need to wash it. So that would be the extra. And oh, I almost forgot these. So I got 4 of these things to make it fancy if we eat something. I'm not really big on decorating the table. I'm all about the food. I got a tray. I have silicone mat, and I have another one, but it's in the refrigerator because I made some homemade chocolate. And I use this, so I really love these for that. And I got 2 baking sheets. To bake a muffin, I like to use this individual, and these are food grade silicone, and it makes me feel better. It doesn't have any coloring, so I really love these. They don't take up that much space. And I got some wooden tools, and I like to use this when I have to have some flour or anything I need to get out of these jars. I like to use these spoons, so that's why they're here, because they're nearby. For spices, I like to use the smaller ones. Don't forget to subscribe so you're not going to miss any of my future videos. Thank you so much for being here. Bye!